Shalom, Israel. It's your brother Dan Allah. Alright, and I'm here on Natural News. And this article here that I have pulled up, it's called Shocking Discovery. Anytime a woman has sex with a man, she retains his DNA in her brain. Now, this isn't shocking. We've been teaching this for years. And once I've seen this article, I knew that I had to go and do a breakdown on it. All right. So before we go into it, I want to give all praise to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem Rakakadash for giving me the inspiration to do this video. Salutations to the brothers and sisters that magnify this truth on the four corners of the earth, and they have given their body as a living sacrifice. And double honors to the elders over at Great Millstone who's been teaching this truth for decades. All right. And we're going to go and get into this thing, man. All right, so I want to start here by reading this article. Then we're going to grab a couple few precepts, all right, and line this thing up. All right, so let's start here. This is, it says, Natural News. New research from Seattle University and the Fred Hutchinson Cancer Research Center has accidentally revealed that a portion of DNA from every man with whom a woman has sex ends up staying with her forever and launched into her brain, which makes total sense. All right. And this is the reason why, okay, a woman is the state of one man. Because every time you lay with a man, you're importing his DNA into your flesh, all right? And you're polluting yourself once you're mixing all of these DNAs, man. All right? So let's read on. It says, the study was originally intended to identify whether a woman who get pregnant with a son end up becoming more predisposed to developing certain neurological diseases that are common in males. It ended up unearthing even greater mysteries about the inner working of the female's brain. It says, it turns out that a woman's neurological system often harpens male microchimerism. All right. Now I want to go ahead and pull up this word here, microchimerism. All right.
Microchimerism. Microchimerism, the presence of two genetically distinct and separately derived populations of cells, one population being at a low concentration, in the same individual or an organ such as the bone marrow. Microchimerism may be due to transfer of cells between mother and fetus or between two twins. Other sources of microchimerism include blood transfusions and transplants. See also, chimera.
So there we have it. All right. And they have their own understanding of the word, which lines right up with what I just brought up. It says, meaning her brain absorbs Salakia, male DNA that stays with her whenever she pre-creates with one. Right. So the scriptures speak about a male, carrying a seed, all right? And that seed is alive, all right? And once that seed enters into the woman, okay, what's going to happen? That seed is going to grow, all right? And that seed becomes one with the mother, man. And that DNA never leaves, all right? So let's go to this scripture real quick. This is Mark chapter 10 and verse 7. It says, for this cause shall a man leave his father and mother and cleave to his wife. All right. It says, they twine shall be one flesh. All right. And it says, so then they are no more twine, but one flesh. Right, man. Because when a woman lays with a man, she becomes one flesh with the man. Okay? It's blood and blood. All right? Let's read on. It says, studies explain that 63% of the females, 37 of 59 tested, were found to have male microterism in their brain. It says, and in multiple regions of the brain. This means that the male DNA is now a part of those women' neurological systems. See, the Most High don't lie, man. All right? And this damn devil, they knew this, man. All right? And this is part of the reason why our women are bugged out and crazy. Because you got all this damn DNA, all right, from different men laying around, sleeping around with all these men, right? Their blood is in your, their DNA is stuck in your neurological system, man. And you wonder why you schizophrenic, all right? You unstable, right? One minute you talking like this man, the next minute you walking and acting like another man, all right? Because you got all this damn DNA in you from different men, all right? You polluted yourself, okay? Let's read on. It says, to remain politically correct, the studies concludes that the male DNA must have come from a male pregnancy. The reality, though, is that even women who have never been pregnant but who have slept with many men bear the same male microterism as women who are moms of boys. It says, try as we might to hide the truth, researchers who have been in Salakia. You see this damn devil telling itself. First, this was a shocking discovery, and then they say, try. Here it says, all right, try as they might to hide the truth, meaning they already knew this. This isn't a shocking discovery. This was already identified, man. It says discoverers who have been brave enough to unpack this phenomenon further have included that sexually active women are in fact observing male DNA every time they engage in the act, regardless of whether or not they become pregnant or bear a child. It says, besides known pregnancies or other possible sources of male microterism, all right, include unrecognized spontaneous abortion. It says vanished male twin, an older brother transferred by the maternal circulation or sexual intercourse. Salakia. One reports explains, all right, male microterism was significantly more frequent and levels were higher in women with induced abortion. You see that? It says, than in women with other pregnancy histories. It says, Further studies are needed to determine specific origins of male micromerism in women. It says, there are many unknown mysteries to sexual intercourse. It says, which is why it is, Salakia, which is why it was meant to remain scarce. It says, some of the suggested causes of male micromerism seem unlikely to explain the researchers' finding because they are not common enough occurrence. It says it is also not exactly common for a male twin to vanish or for an older brother to transfer DNA through maternal circulation. It says, no, the only logical conclusion is that the simple fact of having sex, no matter the outcome, is enough to transfer male DNA to a woman's brain, where it remains permanently and becomes a part of her own genetic makeup. All right. And this is why it lines right up with the scriptures, because in Numbers 1:18 it says, and they assembled all the congregation together on the first day of the second month, and they declared their pedigrees after their families by the house of their fathers, right? Because those women that joined with the men, they share DNA with the male. So that's why they declared the pedigrees after their families by the houses of their fathers, because the fathers would dominate in the DNA, all right, formation, and will pretty much turn the female and the male into one flesh. It says, according to the number of the names from 20 years old and upward by their pose, right? So the woman would be considered, a part of the man, and that's what this article is pretty much going into. You're becoming a part of every man that you sleep with. All right. So let's read on here. It says, this has very important ramifications for women. News Punch reports, every male you observe sperm metaza from becomes a part, so like it becomes a living part of you for life. The women autopsy in the study were elderly. So these were elderly women. These were older females, all right, partaking in this study. It says some have been carrying the living male DNA inside them for well over 50 years. You see? So you will carry this man's DNA and sperm your whole life. This is permanent. So you women gotta really, really think about it before you just be opening up your legs, laying down with these men, because you're literally inserting every male DNA living cell into you, man. All right? This is serious. You're dropping DNA into your blood cell, your bloodstream, man. Every time you lay with a different man, you're putting different DNA into your bloodstream, and it ultimately is collecting data in your brain permanently, man. All right? It says sperm is alive. It says It is living cells. When it is ejaculated into you, it swims and swims until it crashes headlong into a wall, right? And once that DNA hits that wall, there's a that's when it becomes one with you. All right. It says, and then it attaches. See that? That's when it becomes one. Right? It becomes a part of your flesh. Once that DNA crashes headlong into your wall, it becomes one flesh with you. It says, and burrows into your flesh. See? It enters and it becomes one with your flesh. It says, if it's in your mouth, so if you even thinking you can get away with it by giving some head, all right? It says, if it's in your mouth, it swims and climbs into your nasal passage, inner ear, and behind your eyes. Then it digs in. It enters your bloodstream and collects in your brain and spine. You see that? So either way it go, all right, whether you think you're gonna give some oral sex or have normal sex, that DNA is going to collect into your bloodstream, man. It says women who have, women who save themselves for marriage and who only ever have sex with one man become jointed to that one man and him only. And that's why the scriptures, let's see if I saved it. Back in 1 Corinthians 11:8, it says, for the man is not of the woman, but the woman of the man, right? Because you're supposed to lay down with one man and become of that man. You're not supposed to become of many men, because that's what you're doing when you're laying down, allowing all of this different DNA to enter into your flesh. It says, neither was the man created for the woman, but the woman was created for the man. Yeah, because before the woman even had the title woman, she was considered a helpmeet. You're here to assist the man. All right? You're not here to assist your pleasures and needs. All right? This is serious business, man. And the Most High is judging and putting out all this, information so sisters can be judged and look back and become better, man. Because time is running out. And that's why you women got to repent, man. All right? You got to humble down and allow your husband to rule over you, man. Right? Genesis 3:16, unto the woman he said, I will greatly multiply thy sorrow and conception. In sorrow thou shalt bring forth children, and thy desire shall be towards thy husband, and he shall rule over you. All right? So you women got to come back to your proper order, man. Right? It says, I'm going to read the last verse again. It says, women who save themselves for marriage and who only ever have sex with one man become jointed to that one man and him only. Women who engage in promiscuous sex, they now know, are altering their bodies in ways, all right, that are only just now beginning to be understood, which that's a lie. All right, this information been out for years, okay? But I guess now they want to, tell the truth, man. All right? But with that, I hope it was edifying. All right? And I was able to help feed the sheep and the lambs. All right? But until next time, Shalom.